gonna leave right after, huh?
Yes, and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get,
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happening right here. Can you hear me okay?
No.
I feel a little soft.
I brought that box in and
There, is that better? Yeah. Ah, yes.
Reverend Steve in the back room
And
there.
everyone's stand.
And let her shop and then by then church and then something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm super happy to report that both of my song lists are playing perfectly on our new system. Yay! That makes me so happy. If you were here with me last month, you know that about halfway into my list, my music wouldn't work. And so I'm super happy today that all of my music is working very well. This is a brand new month, and this is October. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Treasure Wiley, and I'd like to get us started with a song that I think you all know, and I know for sure you probably know the chorus. So just sing along with me. Oops, not that one. Hang on. Get the right system here. There we go. All right. Let's get started. I feel like this is really a timely message that originally came out in 1967 and got kind of a tepid response. But 2 years later, it was re-released at the height of everything that was going on in the late 1960s, and it zoomed right to the top of the charts. So this one is one that I feel like is always in season and full of paradox. This is really fun, okay? I probably should have covered it before. Here we go. Love is but a song we sing. Here's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Yeah, I know you know it, right? Some may come and some may go. We will surely pass. When the truth that left us here turns to us at the last, we are like a moment's sunlight dancing in the grass. Here we go. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Just do that one more time. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Just go here. Hey, girl. How many of you remember this song? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Perfect. First time or second time? Ready? Chorus. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. More instruments here. Music's an interesting thing, and I'm grateful for it. It helps me define my life. It really does, the gift of music. So, I'm ever challenged with new and different things. So I love the message of that song. Everybody get together and try to love one another right now. I have this sense that that is exactly why we are here. Yes? Yeah. Let's see. I think there's a song about that. Hey, how about that? Let's do this one. Let's take a nice deep breath together. We're here to heal the world. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. That's all this is, and you can just close your eyes to see. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. Give and receive. Love, give and receive. Got this. Give and receive. Moving on to that next verse. Look at your neighbor. Love is why you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Sing this. If love is why you're here, may you be an open channel. If love is why you're here, may you give and then receive. If love is why you're here, may you be an open channel. If love is why you're here, may you give and then receive. If love is why we're here. If love is why we're here, let us be an open channel. If love is why we're here, let us give and then receive. One more time, just like that. If love is why we're here, let us be an open channel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Treja. Let's hear from you. Welcome to the Grant Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister, and it's my honor and privilege to welcome you here this morning. I know you have a lot of different places you could be, still crashed out in bed or on a beach somewhere, but you found yourself here. You made it. This is the place to be spiritually. And today you have come on one of the most magnificent Sundays that we do here. It's the 1st of October, which means it's the height of full moon season. Did you see that moon last night? Oh, if you didn't, get out tonight and see if it's not too cloudy. But we're going to start with what we start everything on Sundays here with, and that's our vision mission statement. It's right up here on the screen. It says, "We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles." And that's what we do. We teach spiritual principles. So we're gonna, I'm gonna start with some announcements this morning, and I don't know if my announcements match the announcements that I printed out, so just bear with us. We'll just see how this grows. And number one, I'll just follow that, and if there's something I missed here. Would you like to be a GPCSL member? If you would like to become a member, it does have its privileges. And there are applications in the seat backs as well as on the back table. Just fill out a form, or you can go on our website and fill it out to become a member. We'd love to have you, and there are privileges. Okay? Pledge program update, and I've got an update on the pledge program that's more update than that. Our goal is $80,000. That's our operating cost for the year. We run July 1st through June 30th, and our new balance is $40,435. So we're halfway there. We're halfway to our goal, and we are run 100% by love offering. We don't get any kicked down from the government or other churches, or it's completely community love driven. So everything that you give allows us to operate. And you notice this beautiful building? We've been here for 45 years now. We've been in this community for 50 years. But somebody went before us and built this thing and furnished it and painted it and put this garden out here. And now it's our job to be the good stewards of that, and your donations help to continue this metaphysical journey in Grants Pass, and we thank everyone for being here and supporting us. Okay, next slide. Maui Strong. We have a fundraiser. Someone has come forth to pledge $150. Or no, it's a total of 300, but we need to make up that other 150, so the other 150 can be activated, so we can give 300 to Maui Strong. That was where the fires devastated parts of that island, and we're looking to help to rebuild that. We did something as a board that we normally do not do. We normally give $25 to a charity in this area, but we've decided to give it on a one-time basis to this situation because of the extreme situation. Our board met and decided that this would be a good place to put that $25, which goes in towards the 150. So if you'd like to write on your check in the memo line, Maui Strong, or on the outside of the envelope, if you put cash in there, there's envelopes in your seat backs. That would help us with that fund. I'm not sure how close we are. I know that we got some donations in for that.
I think we're very close.
We're very close. Okay, thank you, Shirley, our treasurer. Okay, next slide. Past issues of Science of Mind magazine. On the back table back there, we are collecting old issues of Science of Mind magazine to be in our welcome packs. we always give out welcome packs to new people who it's their first time, and we like to have that Science of Mind magazine so people can see what we're all about. You know, there's most, aspiring religions have their own magazine. I know they come knocking on my door wanting me to read theirs, so now I have one to give them. They don't take mine though, I don't know. But, so if you have old issues, magazines. We all have old issues. But if you have issues with the Science of Mind magazine, please bring them in. We're also going to be featured at the ELF Enlightened Living Fair. We're going to have a booth there, and we're going to give out these welcome packs as well there. So we're trying to get 100 welcome packs together to give to people who are walking by so they know that we're in this neighborhood. We are we don't promote ourselves, we attract. So that's why we're here. Okay.
When is that fair?
That is October 14th from 10 to 5 at the fairgrounds. Okay, Kaylin, who is our sound genius in the back, she also runs the slides, is having knee surgery on Thursday, October 19th, and she needs help for 5 days after the surgery to just be with her. No heavy lifting, just consciousness, really presence. We want her to be taken care of. So if you have any questions, you can see Kaylin in the back, or her phone number is up here, and thank everyone in advance. And I've let her know personally, if there's anything she needs to call me personally, I will find someone. Or I will come over myself, or whatever we need to do. But we're gonna get, we take care of each other here. And we're thankful for her community service. She's also a new member of our board. Also, Nedra is a new member of the board. Okay, tree trimming, and this isn't the Christmas tree trimming. We put this together, it was like, oh, Merry Christmas. No, we are trimming the trees on this property. Our original bid was over $5,000. We got a new bid, and it's $1,375, so we're going with that. We have beautiful trees, and the one right outside here is 2 trees, and it's gotten so big that it's starting to split at the bottom. And if one of those goes, so there's a process called binding, and they cable them together so that whatever happens, the other will support the other. So we're gonna get that done, because we don't want it on our neighbors, and we don't want it right here in the sanctuary. So we're gonna take care of that. We're also gonna thin it out so it's not so heavy. And we had a little crew out here. Bill, you weren't here when we thanked you for your service, but Bill helped with a crew of us that came, and myself and Jamaica and Nicole and Tamara, and did I miss anybody? Reverend Steve, yes, I know. I was up on the roof brushing out the gutters. We had a ball here. So I want to thank everybody who helped, right? It takes a village. Okay, Potluck Sunday. It's a Potluck Sunday today. Woo-hoo. So from right after the service, go get your little meal and then come back, because at 12 is the Unexpected Income 40-day prosperity program starts today. The first 25 people that signed up get the free John Randolph Price Abundance book. So even if you weren't one of the 25 that signed up, please stay. If we have extras of the book, you'll still get the book. And this is an incredible journey. I've been doing this for years, and it pays off every time. And it's not just about money. It's about expanding your consciousness and your ability to receive. It's not about how much cash you get. It's about how open you are to new ideas pouring into your life and sharing them. Because if you don't give it away, you can't keep it. You can't keep it because you have to give it away. You are but a channel through the infinite flow. It's when we hoard something, or we put a dam in the middle of the river and everything backs up and stagnates. we have to keep it flowing. So we will learn, and this is gonna go on for the next 40 days. So every day, for the next 40 days, you will read an affirmation that's in the book, and then you'll write a little paragraph about it, whatever you're feeling. Oh, I don't like writing, or whatever. Oh, I'm opening my consciousness. And all of a sudden, you have an experience of something happening. And if you miss a day, you start the 40 days over. When I first did this, it took me about 6 months to get my 40 days in. But you know what? It changed my consciousness. Because right about day 38, 39, you get very focused. I have to do this today because I don't want to start over again. But please join us at 12 noon. We're going to start that program, and it's going to run every Sunday for the next 5 weeks. So please join us. Okay, activities meeting that was for today has been postponed. We will be re-emerging with a new date soon. So right now, just know that we're not going to have that activities meeting today, but we will in the future, and we will let you know when that happens. The 21st? Okay. That wasn't clear because there was another date scheduled for that. There was another meeting that was scheduled for that date, so it may happen. Yeah, we're still figuring it out. We're not sure yet. Do you believe in angels?
Yes.
Well, if you don't look next to you because there's an angel sitting in a blue seat. Nancy Yonley, who's one of our founding members, is starting this little discussion group on angels. And we would love to have you come, and it is October 3rd from 1:30 to 3, and that's this Tuesday. And it's gonna run for 6 weeks, and after that 6 weeks, the group will decide if they wanna continue it. And there's really no one book that they're gonna be using. It's just really a discussion about your experience with angels, your belief or unbelief, and, you know, I mean, if you think that you're not surrounded by loving energy, then you're wrong. And let Nancy Yonley come discuss that with you, so I hope you can make that group. Okay. Enlightened Living Fair, there it is. Saturday, October 14th from 10 to 5 p.m. I will be there the entire time. We are asking people who want to come sit at the booth to sign up on the back clipboard and let us know what hours you would like to sit at the booth and hand out and just tell people about how much you love our center. We're just getting the exposure and letting people know. I'm surprised that we haven't been at this fair before this. I didn't even know about it until last year. And I showed up and I said, we need to be here. We need to be doing this because we're enlightened, we're living, and we're fair.
There you
Just
go.
threw that in there. But let's see, what else we got? The Metaphysical Book Study continues from 9 to 9:45 in the LEC. We are studying the Science of Mind textbook. It's that big book that looks like a Bible. It's 700 pages, and we are on page 29. So do the math. You could probably come next year, and we'll be on page 45. But it's okay. But I'll tell you, the discussion, metaphysical, life-changing stuff is happening. I'll tell you that. So come join us. There's also, after that, a meditation group from 9:50 to 10:05 held in the LEC, the Living Enrichment Center. So please come join us. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, let me just look in my list here and make sure that I didn't miss anything. Would you like to share your time and talents? We need volunteers. We need help with the audio video department, bookstore, building maintenance, greeters, kitchen angels, and spiritual gardeners. The tree trimming, yeah, potluck, okay, we hit that. Unexpected income. Okay, activities meeting postponed. Angels, Enlightened Living Fair, I think we covered it all. We're good. All right, well, you're all caught up to date. Thank you for being here. And let's all stand as Treasure leads us in singing We Are One.
Sing nicely. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come, as we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come, as we are one.
Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Paula Peterson. I am a licensed practitioner here, and it is my honor to be on the podium today. It's lovely to see all of you. Please join me in reading the gratitude. How thankful I am for my open mind that can hold many ideas and perspectives, and so it is. What is a practitioner and what do we do? On your seat backs right in front of you, there's a gold sheet that explains what a practitioner is, and what we do here. Our phone numbers are on there, and these sheets are also on the back table where Deborah is sitting. If you don't have one in front of you and you're curious about practitioners, or you would like to call one of us for prayer, we are available. You can also fill out an affirmative prayer request. They look like this. It is our honor to pray with and for you for the next week. All of the practitioner team will do that, and it is absolutely confidential. You write on here if it's for you, if you have permission, if it's for someone else, do you have their permission, and you want affirmative prayer for a specific thing, and then the desired outcome. It's really simple, but really important. Then, when you have your demonstration, you fill out this blue form, which lets us know, and we know there is always a demonstration, and this is just a wonderful feedback for the practitioner team.
May I ask something? Do we have to have people's permission?
Yes, thank you for asking that. No, you don't need someone's permission, but the only thing that we can't pray for anything specific. What we can pray for is their highest and best good, which is a divine right action for them, which is all-encompassing anyway. And sometimes we don't know what's best for other people, so that is always the safest way to do it. But thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Yes, very important. If there are practitioners here that would be available after the service to give a short prayer for someone, please raise your hand. That would be Deborah, Janice, myself, and Treja. And Deborah Perdue is in the back at the practitioner table, and she is holding the high watch for us today. So what that means is she is holding every single person here and on Zoom and online, however you are joining us, holding us all in prayer for our highest and best good. If you would like prayer, see Deborah afterwards, and she will either pray with you or guide you to one of us who can pray with you. is the first Sunday, so it is our birthday Sunday. And Treasure, would you like to lead us in a happy birthday song? If it is your birthday, please stand up.
Anybody born in October?
October birthdays. Yeah, there you go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And now, let's see, the flowers today, I believe, are from Priscilla. Thank you, Priscilla. And it's a birthday month. Wow, yay. Is anyone here for the first time? Please raise your hand. We have a gift for you. Thank you. And please stay afterwards for our wonderful potluck. Get to know us. We'd love to get to know you. There is a reminder, please turn off a cell phone or mute it or silence it so that you can receive calls afterwards. Thank you. And now let's read the prayer together. I am aware and awake, open to all possibilities. I play with paradox and know there are countless ways to look at everything. I delight in the mysteries of life. Thank you, Deborah. That was beautiful. Deborah writes those for us. And now, please remain seated as we sing I Am Loved. And now I will do a short reading and then invocation. We'll move into about a minute of silence and followed by special music. So I first came upon the paradox of perfectly imperfect when I was working with a carpenter helping me remodel my kitchen in a 60-year-old home where nothing was level, there were no corners straight. And if any of you have ever worked with remodeling a home, I know that you're smiling inside because you understand the concept of perfectly imperfect. My contractor informed me I could pay him at $45 an hour to make it absolutely perfect. And it would be hours and hours and hours for that half of inch. So I really pondered that and I said, you know, I'm really good with perfectly imperfect. and I embraced that and I helped him lay tiles and it was perfectly imperfect. And then when I got here, I realized that is one of the paradoxes, one of the foundations of our teachings. I am imperfect. All that you see here is imperfect, and yet I am perfect, whole, and complete.
Yep.
How can that be? How can I be holding both of those ideas at one time? Did I get lost?
Just tap the mic.
Hello?
Yeah, it's just the connection, his cell phone, that one. There you go.
Hello? No.
There you go.
It's perfectly imperfect.
There you go.
And I just want to say there's so many people here that have helped me embrace the concept of my imperfection and it being perfect. So if you've ever been up on stage, if you have ever performed with the music, you know there's always going to be something that goes on. And as when you're up here and you're performing music, you just go on. You embrace that imperfection as being perfect. And I love this whole concept that I can be human and divine, all in one. I can love myself for being imperfect, and I can love the part of me that is absolutely perfect, divine, whole, and complete. That wasn't at all what I was going to say, but apparently I was moved to say it by the Carpenter story. So as I look out and embrace all of you in your imperfection and your glory and your perfection, I encourage you to go within and just allow yourself to embrace all of that, the perfection of this time and the imperfection of spirit and the perfection. And as we go inward, I bless this time. I bless the paradox that we all live in, the paradox of our spiritual teachings, the paradox of being individualized expressions of God, yet all one. We are all one, all part of that same energy, and yet we are all individual. And as we embrace that, I bless this time and space. I feel the love and the connection. I feel God within all of us, here and now. And I release this time for about a minute of meditation, followed by a beautiful song by Tracia and Reverend Steve's poignant message. And so it is. Thank you, Tracia.
Thank you, Paul. Oh my gosh, that was exactly what I needed to hear at exactly the right moment. You know, struggling up here a moment ago and feeling so imperfect. And thank you for the perception shift, because that's kind of exactly what this next song is about. And I think perfectly imperfect is exactly what it is about. Thank you. It's awesome. Okay.
What do you want? Where do you want to go? You'll get what you want if you act as if you know. It starts with you. Do you believe it? It's all in the way that you choose to see it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you feel lost, you can't find your way. Your eyes and eyes, it will materialize.
Well, good morning, everyone. How you doing? October 1st, huh? You guys feel the change in the air?
That's close.
42 this morning, wow, it was just like 92 last week, right? So, October theme is playing with paradox. Here's my first joke. Here's a paradox. But
Where's the
here's
rim
my
shot?
joke. So, the paradox mindset, this or that, or the other thing. Or, I'm a Libra, so I'm always in paradox, trying to balance everything out, aren't we? Aren't we trying to make everything even, Steven? What if there was a way to embrace all of the contradictory ideas in life? That no matter how imperfect it seems, there's a perfection to it, that it's supposed to happen that way. Some of our biggest trials and tribulations have brought us some of the biggest breakthroughs in our life.
Right.
Because if they wouldn't have pushed you into that place of discomfort, you never would have made that change. That's how I got into ministerial school. Some girl broke up with me. And I became a minister over it. Wow. Thank you. I found my calling because she found hers. So there is a way. We can develop a paradox mindset, but we have to get our grip off of it being one way or the other. Can those people that we think are wrong be right in their own way? Can we be okay in their mystery, or are we just going to hate them because they don't think the same way we do? Well, if you knew that everyone here and everything in the world doesn't think exactly the same way, and they're all you, we're all mirrors to each other, you better loosen your grip a little bit. You better ease up a little bit. You better start to untie that challenge. The ability to hold multiple opposing ideas at one time. Can you do that? And in doing so, find the solutions that you're looking for to the greatest challenges that we face in our life today. Builders of greatness are comfortable with paradox. Just as Paula was saying, her kitchen is perfectly imperfect. But you would have to probably go in there with a ruler to find exactly where it's imperfect, because our mind smooths out the rough edges, doesn't it? They don't oppress themselves with the tyranny of the or, this or that. Can it be this and that? Now, this doesn't mean that you have to accept their point of view as perfect for you. It just means you have to acknowledge someone else's perspective and let them be okay with it. You don't have to discriminate against them because they're not doing what you want. As my mom would say, I love who you are, but I don't like what you do. The genius of the and. And, what a concept. Could it be an and? So this month we're expanding on our ability to live out loud in every area of our life through a playful expression of the paradox. Paradoxes are a natural part of life. You can find them everywhere if you look for them. There is more that we can embrace in this truth. And the more that we can find solutions to our major challenges, if we can let go of it being one way or the other. Can it be both ways at the same time? can we find peace in that? Because truly, if you can find peace in the mystery of life, you have figured life out to a certain degree. If you think it's always got to be one way or the other, you're going to get bulldozed over by that other idea. We will begin to explore this month how curiosity and vulnerability and how to get comfortable outside of our comfort zone. Now you may go, I don't know about this, I'm pretty comfortable in the way I think, I'm this way and not that way. But if we can be open that that other way is perfect for other people, and that's their way, then it loosens that, like when you see something that you don't like, being, well, that's their way. God bless them on their way. And it frees us up to have our way be okay. We're all okay. It's not a falsehood, but rather it's a different truth. Now, there's only one truth, right? There's only one way to be. But there are different perspectives of that way. And you've got to let people have their perspective if you want to have yours. Once we have a deepened ability of our own ability to play within the paradox, we can apply this thinking to the paradoxes that inform and direct our lives in the world. And then we can lean into using paradox, as bringing relevance to the idea of creating a world that works for everyone. How can this world work for everyone if we all have different beliefs? We can be okay with other people's beliefs, and that loosens the stiffness and the rigidity of it being a certain way. Let's begin to play with the paradox with some key definitions. So what is a paradox? How do we develop a paradox mindset? And as we dive into this subject, we find that even the answer leads us to more questions. And that there is really no right way to look at anything. Instead, we must open ourselves up to hold many different ideas and perspective all at once. Again, this doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but you have to be okay that they exist in the world. If you can't even tolerate that that's someone else's choice, that's where the rigidity comes in. That's where we get stuck in our own misbelief or unbelief. And it's within us all. You know, why is your favorite flavor of ice cream that flavor? Do you know why? I do. Because you love it. Now, someone with lactose intolerance is, I'm sure, thinking, I don't have any favorite flavors of ice cream right now. But can you be okay that other people do? See, we're getting somewhere now. We're changing our minds. That's what this whole teaching is about. Change your thinking, change your life. If you think the way you've always thought, you're going to get all the same results that you've always got. To expand your horizons, you must open your consciousness. So we need to think of instead. We must open our minds up to holding many ideas at the same time. In The Science of Mind, Dr. Ernest Holmes called this an open at the top teaching. That means he didn't know all the answers. He wants us to play with these ideas. He lays the table and says, take what you want. If you don't like prunes, leave them for someone else who will. One of the ways in which we can do this is through embracing and developing this paradoxical mindset. Paradox thinking is a natural part of the Science of Mind teaching because we look at it all. You know, if we won't even listen to someone that has a different perspective, we may have shut out an answer that we were looking for. That's why in in some religious studies, they don't let women become ministers. Do you know that? There's some. And what I say is that belief just cut out 70% of their intuition, right? Why would you do that to yourself if you really want to know the truth? In this teaching, we have so many different types of ministers. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna claim that. I mean, look at me up here with my polka dots, right? This is in honor of my bass teacher, Randy Rhodes. He loved polka dots, so I, of course, adopted them. So we believe in oneness in this teaching. Even while there is suffering and struggle in the world, we believe that the infinite and the finite are one and the same, and that our mind is an individualization of the expression of the one mind. And as we begin to align ourselves with the power of that one mind, things begin to be revealed to us. The mysteries of life are no longer the mystery. It's just something that is different than we thought it was going to be. And can you live in the mystery? Can you live in the not knowing that it's going to be a certain way, one way or the other? Some of our minds right now are going, I don't know if I can do this. And that's okay. I mean, there are times that I read the text, but I had to throw it across the room when I was like, they put it back on me. Well, it's your thinking that's creating this challenge. I'm like, you don't know where I've been. You don't know my family. But there's only one human family. It's called the all of us. There's not one of us here. There's all of us as the one, expressing as the billions of countless life forms. So we believe that the infinite and the finite are one and the same. The one mind expressing. All these beliefs require a paradoxical mindset. The ability to hold two seemingly contradictory ideas all at the same time. The word paradox comes from the Greek para, meaning contrary to, and the doxa, meaning opinion, contrary opinion. I don't believe that way. I believe this way. But are you okay with those people that believe that way? Or do they need to be eliminated because they don't think the same way that we do? What a crazy world it would be if we all thought exactly the same. We wouldn't need any different types of restaurants. There'd just be one. It'd be called food. What are you eating today? Food. Think about it. We need to have choices. Some people don't like to go to a burger place. Some people love burger places. But that's up to you. And don't make my choice for me, because I have my own opinion. And don't get me going on opinions about other people's stuff, because that's a whole other talk. In the Atlas of the Heart, Brene Brown defines paradox as the appearance of contradiction between two related components. Again, that's Brene Brown. The appearance of contradiction between two related components. Are you related to some components that you don't agree with? Your family? Sure you are. Maybe your friends. There's some you don't 100% agree with, but that's for them, and that's okay. We find paradoxes everywhere in the world. And now that we're talking about it this month, you're going to find them everywhere. They're going to come up for you, because what you think about, you bring about. So let's think about the love and the healing and the revealing of truth, because that's what we really want. That's what you want, isn't it? Don't you want answers? More questions? Light and dark are seeming opposites, yet one cannot exist without the other. You have to spend money to make money.
If you don't risk anything, you risk everything. Less is more. God is consciousness and matter simultaneously. How can that be? Even jumbo shrimp is a contrary idea. Or military intelligence. It's just a perspective though, right? It's a perspective. How do we see it? And are you so inflexible that you can't laugh at yourself about your rigidity? Because that's when we start to soften up and go, you know what? Maybe that person I've been holding in contempt, maybe this works for them in some way. Maybe that's their process of coming to their own realization. God bless them for their contradictory thinking. I mean, don't adopt it, but God bless them for thinking differently. The evolutionary design was incredibly useful for our ancestors. It was important to be able to quickly tell, in a moment's notice, out of the corner of our eye, was the wind blowing the leaves or was a tiger about to pounce me? You know, we have, it's just the wind, from the other side, right? But we have more time now. We don't have that, you know? However, both and thinking is necessary to solve the challenges that we face in our society. We need to back off from the edge of it's my way or the highway. Can it be my way and your way if that works for you? Thinking? It's a little gentler. We must shift our thinking from black and white, linear and binary terms like right and wrong, and open ourselves up to a paradox mindset. Now, there are certain situations that, someone taking someone else's life, it's really hard to wrap a paradox around that. That's just wrong. It's just wrong, okay? That's what I'm saying, for me. But if you were to talk to someone who had done something like that, in the depths of their consciousness, you might discover that that was the only way they thought they could work something out. That was their only way out of a certain situation. Now again, this isn't right or wrong. This is just where someone would get to that sort of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not condoning that, but I'm trying to understand why the infinite would allow that to happen. And it's not allowing, why would God let this suffering go on in the world? God got us onto this planet and now is letting us do what we want. If God could intervene in every challenging situation, no one would learn anything, right? We would all just be saved every time we got into a bad trip. But there's something to be known in every situation. The paradox mindset is the ability to hold and consider two seemingly opposite ideas all at the same time. While we tend to believe that being pulled in opposite direction will cause stress, studies have shown that when we can embrace this tension and step into paradoxical thinking, people are more creative, more flexible, and more productive. Think about it. If you know that other options exist, but you don't choose them, but they're there for you in case you change your mind, you're more flexible. You're more open to different ideas, and something may happen that you want one of those other choices down the road. Leave yourself open to those other ideas. Living our Science and Mind teaching requires this paradoxical thinking, as we are constantly being pulled into seemingly opposite directions of seeing all as oneness, while also being confronted with the suffering and brokenness of this world. It's part of the experience. You know, if we could just take all the suffering away, there wouldn't be that feeling of getting achievement over your suffering. That feeling of finally having something work out. That's what adds to the triumph of success. Now, I again don't think that we need to suffer. I think we need to get the gift of suffering and the information that it's trying to give us so that we can prosper and share that knowledge with others. When we come up against a challenge, an obstacle, or a problem, our instinct is to push up against it rather than finding just one solution. We open ourselves to the multiple possibilities and ways of thinking. Can you do that? It calls us to shift from our limited perception of the world and take on new ideas, new perspectives, new possibilities that have never been considered in our consciousness before. You need to have an open mind. There is a way. If you don't even believe that a solution exists, how can you be presented with one? You'll say, that will never work. So in conclusion, we must embrace the inevitable paradoxes of life. If we are truly to create a world that works for everyone, we need to have an open at the top thinking perspective. By opening ourselves up to alternative solutions, perspectives, and beliefs, we are not just finding our way into the world where win-win is enough, but rather we are able to strive and find a win-win-win. When we are open to multiple, opposite, and contradictory ideas of being true all at the same time for the individual. We must embrace this paradox and be gentler with each other and ourselves, because this creates the paradoxical mindset, and so it is. So it's time to follow our teaching now and go within, and we're gonna pray. We're going to consider some new ideas. So I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness of what you believe created you. What is the power of creation for you? And you can call it whatever you'd like: Christ consciousness, Jesus Christ, source energy, goddess, Buddha, whatever your name is. That's your business. I think we can all believe that there is a power that is on and that is working, that is creating. And that each one of us is a divine expression of that power, individually and collectively. And that as we begin to see the things we want to be, do, and have as already complete, the universe gets very busy reorganizing itself to bring that consciousness into who and what we are. This is why sometimes when we ask for change and things change, we get upset. Because we wanted different changes. We have our minds set on certain changes. But as we begin to loosen our grip on it being a certain way, opens up the infinite to a whole new way of thinking. And that's happening right here and right now. I know that all the cells in your body are moving to the perfect place for divine healing. I know that things are moving in your life for divine right action to happen. I may not know what you're walking through right now, but I know that God does. And as we focus our attention from the challenge onto source energy, the challenges resolve themselves. New ideas are being presented, new connections are being made, and health is here and now. So we place these words into that living, loving law with love. We are so grateful that everything that has happened has brought us to this moment, that healing and love and divine right action is always going on. So we let go. We place these prayers directly into the living, loving law of mind, where they are returned to us fully orbed and resplendent. And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay, well, it's time to follow our teaching again, and let's take our offering and put it on our heart. Or just put your hand on your heart, and let's recite this together. Knowing I cannot outgive God, I share my abundance with an open and giving heart. And so it is. You want to put the lights up all the way? Are they up all the way? That's all we got. We turn on. Then nobody writes a check.
I see them bloom for me and you. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, darkness of day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Let's hear for Trish. Say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in this world. They bless the giver and the receiver. And they allow this, the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, to be open and available to those who are choosing to remember who they are, and even for those who may not remember it yet. And for that, this community is blessed with love, divine abundance, and we thrive together. And so it is. All right, well, let's stand up and sing our song.
I love this song. It's actually a Bruce blessing, so we just fill this room with this intention. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we are filled with loving
benediction, please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
In my body.
In my body.
In the body of my affairs.
In the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
Feel it.
I feel it.
I know it.
I know it.
Just the way that it is.
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 Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Have a great week. We'll see you back here in 15 minutes for the Abundance Program.
We're all love bugs.
Needed it.